Azar, and I know you are seeing the young man sitting next to us, and you already know that it is part 2 of Men Need Love too.
Yes.
So we want to tell our Azar family, go call a friend. Tell them we are on at 6 o'clock. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, we are in Chase Village, and we want to welcome Pastor Bodkin, Pastor Rolston Bodkin.
Yes, welcome.
For a second time on Azar.
Yes. And Kathleen, we have him here again, Pastor, because the crowd, the audience, the Azar family is calling for you.
Nice to be here again.
Yes, we had some people saying, yes, I agree, and some saying, I don't think I agree with everything, So we want to chat about some of those things, and then we go further.
Yes.
All right, Sonny?
So, Pastor, we're going to go right into it. And we want to start with one of the things that really had people calling and lighting up my phone, is when you spoke about the woman disrespecting her husband in the way she dresses. You know, women find in this century, you want to tell me what to wear, you want to tell me to go and change my pants or change my top that is revealing. And they had a problem with that because when we were courting, you picked me up hot and sexy. So why it is now you want to tell me to go and change it?
No, the men who met their women hot and sexy will continue to get them hot and sexy. I believe a woman should dress modestly. A woman should, let me change that. My woman should reveal herself to me, not to everybody else. I have been looking, even on Facebook, I've been seeing some Christian marriages, and you Christian young ladies wearing some dresses to get married in, down to the best man know what to expect.
True, because you're revealing everything.
Every single thing.
I agree with you because, Pastor, sometimes I am saying, you don't even have respect for your own pastor. You are going to put a dress with all your breasts in the pastor face?
And if it's a pastor like me, you're not going to say something.
Yes.
It just may not be hallelujah.
Yeah, so I understand. So we understand what you are saying, and it's not that pastor is saying he's going to dictate his wife's pace, but out of respect, dress modestly because it is the word of God.
Yeah, because you see, a Christian woman supposed to set some values for herself. And it's not everything that the world shows her. Like, for example, the Christian woman now, I don't know if you all know what it is, there's a cloth that is called the pull me down cloth. Right? As they walk, the cloth that started to come up.
Yeah,
and they're always pulling it down. Why wear it if you have to pull it down?
I agree. And I want to go in an area right now, Pastor, that I found that is even, it may be an area that may be cause some contention. Even in the gospel world, sometimes you see some of the couples out there and what the wives are wearing. You could compare it to the red carpet in Hollywood. You could compare it to everything that you see out there, as if we are trying to mimic what is happening out there. And sometimes the husband showing it off boldly and proud. Sometimes they're hugging him up on their hand down on the lower, the back outside, and it's like, he loves it that way.
Well, you see the young people now like to tell you out there. So it's everybody out there.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, well, a lot of we used to talk long time, us old men will know that. We have a lot of gospel ministers. So everybody walking red carpet, nobody walking blood. So we no longer care about how we look in the eyes of the Lord, but we care how we look in the eyes of our fans.
Pastor, another question that came in is, you talk about your spouse helping out. You said your wife helped you with the mortgage, and that we should be good help meet our husband. How can you decipher, how can you tell while quoting that this woman is going to be a good helpmeet to me as a man?
Recently, I was on Facebook, and I saw a skit, I don't know what it is. But there was a young lady who told the man that he was a loafer. And the reason being that he was living in an apartment. And he said, but are you living in the apartment too? She said, yes. So he was asking her, what do I have to do to get with you? She told him he has to have his own house, not apartment. You have to be working in 6 figures. You can't be living with his mother or father. He must drive an expensive car, and so on. So he asked, who you living with there? I live with my mother. Where you working? I work in Wendy's. What kind of car do I drive? My mother dropped me to work in her Volkswagen. And I'm saying, if it is you are in a relationship, and the things that your wife wants you don't have, run. Because she's going to look for it from somebody else. You understand? Do not go into a relationship because you tell yourself your girlfriend is one of the nicest girls in your community. A bee might sting and she's allergic to bees, and her whole facial feature just change. She might be the sexiest girl right now, but after your first baby, Coca-Cola has turned into solo fat bottle and then Jolita.
So it has to be based on more than just how she looks
Yeah,
at
it's
that
not just
time.
how you look, it's how you think.
Yes.
Like for example, I tell my children that when that girlfriend and boyfriend, that I bring them for me, I must sit with them.
Yes.
I must speak to you.
We agree.
And Pastor, I think even while you're courting, you can see whether the girl will support you. You're in a business. You will see if she's supporting you in the business, how she treats you, what she say, how she encourages you. By that you can tell, yes, this is going to be a good wife for me.
That's
how
right.
she push you, how she say, go boy, go. I'm your biggest cheerleader. These are the things I think as a man, you have to look for. You want to see that this woman you're courting love you. And these are some of the things you can look at.
Also, you're looking at a woman or a man who will encourage you in business, in family, and in ministry.
Amen.
Hear me, young ladies. If you have a man or young men, you have a girlfriend who you have to beg to pray now, when you are married, she will not pray. If it is they like to stay home because they woke up this morning and one of their nails broke and one of the eyelashes stick at the pillow, so they can't go. No, when things happen in your house, she will not be going to church.
Yes. Yes. And then we see, this episode is men want to be loved. So we're really speaking to the woman, how to love your husband. And Pastor, you see a lot of men who are in ministry and sometimes their wife is not giving them the support, but they saw that while they were courting. Or they didn't pick it up. Because now you're in ministry and the spouse is not there to support you, or like I said, you're in business and she's not supporting you. Because we were really taught to just relax as women and let the man do everything because that is what he's there for. And Pastor, I have on that same premise, I have another question that speaks about that. While in courting, a young man, he already, they put a date for marriage, and his girlfriend was going out one day, and he said, where are you going? Where are you going today? And she was saying, I don't have to tell you that because we are not married yet. Yes, we put a date, but we're not married, so I don't have to tell you where I'm going. And these are the things sometimes young men see. And they say, okay, she just said this once, but when they get married, Pastor, it's the same thing. What do you think about that? Do you think it was too early in the courtship, or do they have a date to answer where you're going, or do you think she should have?
Anything you see happen now in courtship, when you're married, it's going to follow you there. Sometimes we allow certain things because we feel we are Holy Ghost, we go change them.
Yes.
And you can't change your spouse. hear me well, you cannot change your spouse. If it is we are courting, and I come to see you, to meet you, whatever, and I see you going out and I ask you, where going, baby? And you tell me, but I'd rather ask you, I'd rather tell you nothing. You ask me that, me and your wife yet, then better know that is not supposed to be a wife. You need to get up and realize, leave that alone. You see, a lot of times we want to allow certain things, especially in Christendom, and then we want to run the pastor to pray. Pastor, pray for this. The devil was always there, just that you didn't want to see.
Yeah. And Pastor, what I found with young ladies, and this is something as parents we have to teach them. While they are saying that, they expect the man they're courting to do things for them like if he's their husband. But when it's the flip side, they say, you are not my husband yet. But in the meantime, they're glad for him to buy food for them, buy clothing for them, take them places, do everything for them.
That's right.
But because they are the prize, we told young ladies, you are the prize, you are the catch, he has to run after you, you are the princess, yes, but we are forgetting that he is also the king's son, so he's a prince.
Not my sons. Wait on that. Because a young man must understand. And then too, sometimes it is because of where we come from, our home environment, and what we consider to be normal. For me, I find it very unnormal for me to be asking my given way when she tell me that you can't ask that, amen, bro. Then I will never ask you that again because I will never be audible.
Yes. I think that that comes with a sense of entitlement, in that you feel that I don't have to give of myself, but I could receive all I can get.
Yeah.
And there is no accountability even in the relationship from there. So if there's no accountability then there'll be no accountability later.
That's right. And the sooner we understand that, the better it will be for us.
For the men, yes.
And then too, there are some friends. Hear me, I think we spoke about that the last time.
Yeah.
There are some friends who will lead you out of holy matrimony.
Yeah.
Because there are some friends you would have who would be jealous of your marriage relationship.
Oh, your courtship. You have a
Your
good
courtship,
young man.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Courtship good.
You have
That
good
man,
young-
that man has do that, boy.
Yeah.
That
And
man
they're
has
watching.
come and open door.
Yeah.
You see that one?
That really happens.
And the boys, Allen girl, that's only because thinking no, but wait. But they're looking, if the man can come while you're courting, will come and open a door for you to come out and shut it behind you. And they want that because they don't get that.
Yes.
So as long as they can get you to fall away from that.
Pastor, that is a good point because I have seen and spoken to young ladies who have really, really good guys they're courting who will do everything for them, but they took wrong counsel and left the guy who their friends wish they had
For frivolous reasons.
That's right.
That is a fact. Another thing, if you're courting and you're looking to marry, don't set no wedding date before you counsel.
Yeah.
Agree.
I have counseled a lot of people who either change the date or cancel the marriage.
Yes.
So do not set a date until you have counseled with your pastor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Pastor, we are doing this episode because we want to encourage young ladies, even while you're courting, how to love and treat the man you're courting who will one day become your husband. And we want to encourage you wives. We have to cherish our husbands. God gave them to us and we want to love them the way they want to be loved and the way God wants us to love them.
Yes.
Learn to cook.
Yeah.
Another friend was in a relationship with a young lady and they decided that they would live together. I wasn't a Christian then. But after the second week, he started beating her. She fed up at KFC and Royal Castle because she couldn't cook. If you're looking for a husband, learn to cook.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Pastor, that may come across a little bit as if, a kind of male chauvinism kind of way. But it is so very true that a woman should learn to cook, and also the man learn to cook. But don't come to the place to say, well, I don't have to learn to cook because that the man is letting me know I have to cook. I don't have to do nothing. You have to learn to cook.
You married.
And we have to learn to do all the other things, because don't forget, we are going to be mothers. And we are helpmeets who would take care of the household. Even if we are working, our husband will help. But we still have that major, it's up to us as the mothers in the home to be the homemakers. Each home, each couple has their own dynamics. For example, some homes where the wife may cook 3 times a week. And it has some homes where the men say, I don't want to steal food. And she has to cook every day, you see? And it has homes where the husband would say, I don't mind, we warm up the food, and she cooks about 3 times. And then there are homes where the husband, he likes to cook. And that's the arrangement that they have. So I think it comes down to the arrangement that the couple have in that home. And once they are happy with it.
Take me. I will eat soup from the fridge. I will eat pilau from the fridge. I do not eat cold bush. As a matter of fact, I don't like bush. As a matter of fact, if you're cooking bush on me, whether it's bhaji, bodi, if you're not coming home at 4 o'clock, finish cooking at 2 minutes to 4.
You know what this is making me realize before you go, Pastor? It is making me realize that everybody has someone for them. In that,
thank God for my wife.
Thank God for your wife, because another woman would have said, I can't deal with that.
No, then true.
It's a woman who would deal with it.
Yes, as long as you want to be in a relationship. When things are put before you, you have a choice whether I will go along with this or not.
And that's what I mean.
My choice was, as long as we are going that deep in a relationship, cook.
And Pastor, I take your point in that whether you want food every day or not, hot, or I want to cook 3 times for the week, what we are saying is, wife, learn to cook. Girlfriend, learn to cook. So we both going in and make your arrangement in courtship. And if you cannot sign this arrangement, then you go somewhere else. Go somewhere else with a different arrangement. Because Pastor Bodkin, Master does cook.
I know that.
And he loves certain things, right? And he loves to cook. But at times he say, hon, I want you to cook this. I want to taste this. You cook today and I will cook.
And in my case, my husband will eat stale food, warmed up.
Me too. Soup. Pilau.
Can you have a next question, Pastor?
Yes, my question, we are diving into, question for you, Pastor, is, do men feel neglected when the wife they have the children and they make the children a priority?
My answer to that in counseling. The Bible says, husband, love your wife. I tell people that are getting married, try not to have children in your first 2 years. Because children draw a lot from a parent, whether it's mother or father. There are some children who stick to their mother. And there are some children who stick to their father. And most men get angry when they cannot have time with their wives because of the children. And they do not recognize it's not that the woman don't want to spend time with you, but the child. So you have to learn how to separate and share certain times. So I tell you, learn your wife in the first 2 years. Learn your husband, spend time. Because when children comes along, the dynamics of relationship changes.
So So in a case like that, Pastor, and I understand exactly what you're saying, what should the wife do so that the man will still feel love? He will still feel that, I didn't just throw you aside now because your children are here or the child has been born. What to do? Should I set aside a 1 hour for you when the child is sleeping? Help us.
You could try. No, I told you I have 8 children. In my first child, you don't bathe with the child. You don't let it in your mouth, go by the child. You don't do all kind of thing. By my second child, when I go to bed, I take the child in the bathroom too. By my second child, I learned that you don't stand up and rock in a child, put down the child.
Yes.
I learned also when I'm in a house with my wife, when we have a child, see that the mother has maternity leave. Well, no father getting paternity. But before, it was mommy alone. So I said, tell my wife, you have my attention from 5 p.m. to 10. So I'm not encouraging a man to stay up until 2, 3 in the morning and you have a driving work. So you're falling asleep on the road.
Pastor, but can I really think that somehow it's up to the couple to come up with strategies?
Yes.
So that the man does not feel neglected, because I've seen that that situation create a lot of rifts, and sometimes the husband jealous his own child.
Yeah.
Because the wife tends to make the child. He left in the morning with the child there and came back the evening and the child is still there.
Yeah.
So that is that she has to know he's coming home, bathe up the child, put the child in the crib so that she'll have the time with the, what I mean?
Husband,
So it's up to her to work out a rhythm with the child, develop it from early. This is the sleeping time. Bathe them and put a nice little soft music to play and let the baby go to sleep. So when the husband comes, he has some time.
A child, wearing a child is different as you go along with couple. And things that you may want to do now may not hold up because your child has not been trained that way. I could talk about me. After a certain time, when you're at a certain age and you get a bottle, you lie down in a crib, you sleep.
Yeah.
Women that are newborn, you need to learn sleep when your child sleeps. Because when your child awake, trust me, you are not going to sleep. And then you may not be blessed enough to have a husband like Rolston Bodkin, who will take the child for a while when he come home. Because I said to him, give me half hour to cool down and change my clothes from where I used to work and bathe and then I will take. And I would have you could dress how much you want. You have until about 9 to 10. After that, when I rest on that child, that I believe me in at all.
Yeah. And then too, you'll get time your wife will get some time to spend with you, and you all can have that time.
I think that at certain stages, Pastor, it is different when it comes to the dynamics of giving the husband time. Because the child might be a newborn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because the child is newborn, now first time coming on the scene, it may need a little more attention, and then they're now starting to train the child into habits. But as the child is getting older, 3 years old, 4 years old, it doesn't require the same delicate care of a newborn. When now they could tell the child, go in your bed.
Yeah.
So it mustn't be that the child, it continues to be when the husband is deprived of attention, because as the child grows, they have to also grow and allow more space for themselves as the child grows. So as you said, it shouldn't be that the child is up drinking sweet drink and sugar water, that all the night, energy too bad and don't want to sleep and run. So that is why I said earlier, the couple have to come up with strategies.
Yes.
So that the child would sleep at certain times. You don't want to give them sweetie 5 o'clock in the evening and keep the energies up.
Unless it's your grandchildren.
Yeah, because you don't have to mind
And the
them.
parents bring them. No, you the parents bring them by you.
Yeah.
And you don't them come back.
Yeah.
You get cake and ice cream and sweetie and them. So by the time they pass and pick them up, they know they ain't dropping them back again.
Yeah.
Well, Katia, when you were saying this, when you were speaking there, I was thinking that as your child gets older, the husband too could speak to the wife and say, love, I know we have this child. This is our child, but I need attention. And could we do this? I mean, the child is 9. Could we stop?
9 months, yes?
Yeah.
In our case, we maybe about 2 months, we had the baby close, and sometimes in some cases no months at all, because we had the crib close to the bed as when they were that small.
On your side.
And on my side, and the baby is right there in the crib. But to say stay in the bed, no. We think that if my child 6 months, 8 months, a year should not really be on the bed.
Sure.
And then so imagine a 9-year-old. I know someone who the child would run home 6 years old from primary school to breastfeed. The husband would after a while think, what is this? This is mad. So I'm saying we as women have a responsibility to know when to cut off. Breastfeeding have a season and then cut off when it comes to children.
Kathy, that's a good point.
Okay.
Not only breastfeeding, but we have to know when this child is an adult now.
Yeah.
We have to pay more attention to our spouse.
Yes.
They need the love, they need the attention too.
Yes.
So we have to say, you know what? I can't be just every time my husband come home from work, I am with the children playing, or big adults, we playing, we talking, he walks in, you just say, hey, good afternoon, and like a brush pass, and they go back with the children.
Yes.
No. They need love that way. They need
love
that.
too, eh?
That's right. They want some attention, just how you love your children and
Yes.
showing them that attention.
Yes.
They need it also.
And it's important, I think, for the children to see
Yes.
that you are putting daddy
First.
in a beautiful
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Because it will make them respect daddy more.
Yeah.
Because they realize mom is looking out for when daddy comes home.
Yeah.
And that there is a certain reverence and honor he gets as the father.
Yes.
And that's when the children will pattern that and they look forward, Dad, you're home.
Yeah. So this is one of the questions that after watching the last episode that came in a few times, so we noted it. How can a wife embarrass her husband publicly?
The way you speak it, or the things that you would do that you know you don't like. You know that some women know the husband don't like certain things. And they will do it to cause a bit of rift. And then when it comes to a place that you don't want it, you yourself start to tell your husband, you're trying to embarrass me in front of people. But what are you doing? Are you not doing the same thing?
And what about Pastor? I'm not sure if you ever saw this, where sometime you're in a crowd with your wife, and your wife ready to go home, but like, especially as you as a pastor, you might be talking or counseling with somebody, and she just walk up to you and said, "What can I ready to go home?" What do you think about that?
I can't say that. That don't happen to me. My wife will let me know she's ready to go.
And she do it nicely.
She may come and tell me in my ear, or she might give me a signal, but embarrass me in front of people so she won't know that. Trust me. And I'm not boasting. I've been married for 27 years. And then men, women, after a certain amount of time in marriage, I can't even tell you how many years. It depends on the person. You don't pick up on your spouse and know exactly where it is.
I agree. Sometimes it's just an eye.
Yeah, you look across there and see.
As wives, we should know not to embarrass our husband like that, because sometimes you see.
As men too, you have to learn not to
Yes.
embarrass your wife.
Yeah.
All your big strong men on your top, all your big muscles, because you manage the bigger sex, and you know you could cuff in head, but that let the Christian man beating the wife. You need to stop that stupidness in Jesus' name.
But Pastor Bodkin, one of the calls we get, they say, while we are speaking about men want to be loved too, we keep only sheltering the woman and hardly talking about how to love the men. They want to know how, they want to hear, they want us wives to hear about how to love them, because everybody, all the pastors always, men do this for your wife, men do that for your wife. But for this episode, Pastor Bodkin, they want you to tell the woman that they want love too. What
What is the major reason why a husband will want to leave his home?
Look how beautiful Kathy Ann is. Why will Ronnie want to leave Kathy? No reason.
Sometimes Kathy don't treat Ronnie the way Ronnie wants to be treated. And then sometimes Ronnie don't tell Kathy how he wants to be treated. Every man wants to be treated a certain way. Every man wants to feel that he's the king in his castle.
Yeah.
But if you always compare your man to the neighbor, and you see he that do that, you don't do. He that do that, look at them pick up this. They go wrong on you.
Yeah.
I was standing next door to see them and let them do the thing that they're making all that fuss of me to do.
Yeah.
So women need to understand this. My husband is different to Arlene's husband, and Arlene's husband is different to Susan's husband.
Yeah.
Everybody different. And there's some strong points from people's husband there that my husband may not have, and I may try for him to inculcate it. But then there's some strong points that my husband has that I have to learn to live with and be glad that he has it, because it could have been dangerous had it was it not so.
I love that point.
Yes,
Because as
love
a
it.
wife, Kathy, and sometimes, you hear the saying, I wish my husband could be like
so
John.
and so.
Yeah.
Sometimes they tell him plain, why you not like so and so?
Yeah.
True, huh?
And if you only know also on you never say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes
The
you
grass
go
always
house
looking
and
greener.
bad house calling you.
Yes.
As
So,
they
so
say.
as women, we have to love our husbands.
Yes, we chose them, you know.
Yes, this is who God gave us to.
Yes.
And love them, and love will conquer a whole multitude of sin. This question came in from a gentleman who looked at the last episode. And he said, you talk about the Proverbs 31 woman. And he said
Like
that
this.
woman spoke well of her husband at the gates. And he was saying that a lot of wives, if the husband, as a husband, they did something that wasn't good, or they have a bad habit, or something that as a wife you want change, sometimes they don't tell you, or if they do, but before you can change, they go and they tell all their family, they tell all their friends, they speak bad about you. So they paint this picture that you are not a good husband. He said, how can a man feel loved and respected by a wife who does that? And he wants to know, what are your thoughts on it?
Most men who boast about a Proverbs 31 wife, are you a Proverbs 31 husband? If you know that there are some problems in your relationship, and your wife will have to go and tell people about things you do before you change, you have to solve that. How do I solve that, Pastor? You don't have to wait until your wife tells people that you're not being what you're supposed to be. You should know. And when you know for a fact that you are not stepping up to the plate, then how long does it take for you to come to a place where you do what your wife wants of you? Sometimes we are told that as though Mama tell me something now, and she go and tell people immediately. And if you check yourself, months are telling you,
Yes.
but in the same bad habit, in the same kind of nasty way you are in. And sometimes one can't take it no more, so she tells somebody. And that one say, most of the time, those of us that are in church, especially, when women need to talk, women are talk. We want to talk anything, everything, and a little more. When it's time for the men to meet, like all the men to do is quote scripture. Nobody could talk. Nobody wants to say, I'm having a problem with my wife, I'm having a problem sexually, I'm having a problem sharing my inner feelings with my significant other, because I've never been brought up that way. I wasn't brought up telling people regularly, I love you, and being emotionally attached to the words that I say. That is why I kiss my sons and things now and hug up my sons and invite them to speak, because they must not come to a point later on when they're fearful to speak.
Something else, eh?
Yeah. So he shouldn't take it that his wife is speaking him at the gates.
No.
Is that she has a problem.
That has not been addressed. But from a female perspective, I am looking at Pastor Bodkin. I do agree with that point just now there, that sometimes it reaches that stage because it is unattended. But also that even if a woman is dealing with an issue, that she should choose who to speak to.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to keep, sometimes the men want you to stay quiet because they want you to cover them while they're behaving bad.
That's right.
And you are grieving and hurting, and something's got to give. So you will decide, I need to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Pick the person with wisdom who would not go spreading your husband all over the place, but who would help in some way with the situation and give you godly advice to work towards the relationship getting better, whether it's an advice for counseling or something like that. Go to people who are mature in the faith to share it with.
I like that. Firstly, I believe you should go to your pastor. And then, as you say, a mature believer.
And Pastor, I've seen too where you may go and tell a family or a friend about your husband. Your husband changed what you asked him to change. Oh no, he has become better. And Pastor, they haven't forgiven or forgotten. And they continue treating your husband badly because of what they heard. And so you have to be careful to, as Kathy said, make sure the person you're going to tell is mature enough to handle it. And sometimes too, you share it and immediately as your husband sees that person, they could tell that you shared with that person, Kathy, because they
the
start.
face, how they treat them.
So we really have to use wisdom as women who we share the things that hurt us about our husbands. We have to be careful.
You know, Pastor Bodkin, there's so much when it comes to relationships, and I mean, we can't exhaust it.
No.
Because we have been talking about certain things. You've shared your opinion, and folks, we want you all to know a lot of it is Pastor would answer according to his. Everybody has their own way, their own experience, and he is sharing his answers to his personality, and some of the points he's ensuring that it's biblically based.
Yeah.
All right. So it's very important that as we bring on other folks, they may share their opinion and they may take it from a different angle.
Yeah.
But it's for us to listen and draw from.
Everyone.
Draw from, because there is something to learn somewhere in the whole mix and adjust so that we can be better in our relationships.
So we want to thank you, Pastor Bodkin. It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
And as our family, put in the comments.
Yes.
You know, we're still having a part 3 on this. We have some other people we are bringing in, some other young men who watch the episode and they say, no, they're jumping in this fire.
Yes.
And so send in your questions like you did.
Yes.
Call us, let us know what you want to hear, what you wanted to find out from Pastor Bodkin, and we too will still call him and we will let you all know. So we want to thank our Azar family.
Thank you.
For faithfully watching, supporting, sharing, and telling friends and family, watch Azar at 6, watch Azar at 6.
Yes.
So, Catherine,
Yes.
God bless our Azar.
God bless you. Take care.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
Pastor Bodkin.